Today, March 5th, 2021, we're going to talk about one head coach got fired. We have two new signature entry-level contract. We have press conference to talk about the Buffalo, Vancouver. We have trade rumor from Boston, Calgary, and finally, maybe one of the best person in this hockey. We lost this morning. Don't go nowhere. We're going to be back with everything, all the update in NHL. Welcome back to another special edition of the Hockey Nation Live Show. This is your coach Frenchy, back in the house. We have a full program on Friday night talking about everything happened during the day on the March 5th. It was a really busy day, to be honest with you, since the last game happening last night. Be honest with you, if you're on Twitter and everything going on, your Twitter account is blowing right now. It blew completely during everything happening in Calgary and, of course, many other things happening today. So, but before we start about the news, we want to mention to you the sixth game we have today. And they are starting at 7 o'clock. The only game start at 7 o'clock tonight. It's a Washington visit the Boston Bruins. We know Washington beat the Boston 2 days ago, and Washington now they are right now on the fourth straight W. 8 o'clock, the Tampa Bay are in Chicago. Last night, Tampa Bay came back with 3 goals to beat the Chicago in OT. Tampa Bay are now with a straight of 6 W. 9 o'clock, we have 3 games tonight at 9 o'clock. The Anaheim Ducks are in the Colorado Avalanche. Colorado don't play with a few players, and for Anaheim, they are right now on the straight of 8 no W. So what happening right now? We said this way, so they can get a couple, like maybe a 1 point OT or shootout, but they did not win. The last time they win is like 8 games ago. So Anaheim really right now a bad stretch, to be honest with you. 9 o'clock, Minnesota Wild are in Arizona Coyotes. Minnesota lost their last game in Vegas. And 9 o'clock also, the St. Louis Blues are in Los Angeles King, where the Blues are 3 W straight. And finally at 10:30, the Vegas Golden Knight play again the San Jose Sharks, where the Vegas are on the straight of 4 W. A little bit later, we're going to talk about the injuries, which the roster, everything like that. So let's talk about the next thing happening. And this is a big news happening late around midnight Eastern time. The Calgary Flames announced they fired their head coach, Josh Ward, and be hiring a new coach, the veteran head coach, Darryl Sutter. He is not in the NHL, at least for a minimum of 4 years now, and he's going to be back with the Flames. During the day, first of all, the Calgary beat the Ottawa Senators 7-3 last night, and after the game, that's what the general manager announced this big news in Calgary. And 2 big news. First of all, I did not expect he will fire the head coach after a W. And secondly, I did not expect it will be Darryl Sutter is going to be the head coach for the Calgary Flames. So honestly, we talk about her during the daily show we have every day, Monday to Friday at 11 o'clock with my co-host Michael Devellano. We talk about this is pretty sure it's an interim coach. Like he's not going to be there for signed contract for 2-3 years. I don't see that. Secondly, I'm not sure the way he's coached, the system and the way he approached the game. If he did not change, he maybe coached the way he did with the Los Angeles King a couple years ago. I'm not sure this is a good fit. We'll see. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure how Kudrow, Monahan, and those, Langham, every time that they're going to react with that situation. At the end of the show, I'm going to talk about different team, and one of the team is the Calgary. So let's talk a little bit later about the Calgary Flames. But that's the big news, to be honest with you. The second head coach in NHL lose is their job right now. We know last week Claude Julien for the Montreal Canadiens got fired too. If you follow me on the Hockey Nation Live show, you will see have make a video last night about who is the next coach to be fired. And Josh Ward, it was on my list of the 6 coaches. It was funny. It's the second time, weeks to weeks, I announce who could be fired, and I'm I'm on the target both times. So it's just like hopefully they will not. I'm not going to bring another one to get fired for next week. The next news is about the waiver list we bring to you every day. Nobody is on the waiver list today, and the one was yesterday. Goal for the Anaheim is clear, so he's going to be on the Texas squad, honestly, for Anaheim Ducks. So Friday, they are usually very quiet, to be honest with you, for the last couple of weeks about the waiver list. The next news about the injury list happening during the day today. First of all, the Rangers, the goaltender Chesterkin is a day-to-day with a mild groin strain happening during the game yesterday between the New Jersey Devils and the Rangers, where the Rangers won the game 6-1, and a good performance of Alexis Lafreniere with 2 points. He has 6 points in the last 6 games, so good for him. The Flyers announced today Philip Myers should be out for tomorrow game. They don't expect him. It's another way. It's a day-to-day with him. The Panthers coach Kenville during a press conference announced is the same situation with Anton Strongman. He's a day-to-day. So we'll be curious who's going to be back in the lineup for the Panthers. And for the game tomorrow, they play at 2 o'clock Eastern time against Nashville. They won yesterday at 5-4 for against the Predators. The Blues, not the only news we know about Tarasenko. We expect him to be back. He's on the road trip the Blues have. I think they play 5 or 6 games. And I was expecting he would be back this weekend. Now, not say he cannot play tomorrow or Sunday, but he's not going to play tonight for sure for the St. Louis Blues. So that's a confirm from the coach, Barry Bay today. The Avalanche situation, we know they have a lot of players hurt right now. Biram, Makar, and Calvert close to a return. And not sure yet about Gilbert. But maybe the next couple of games, you're going to see them return. Now, Colorado now start tonight a 9 home stand. So they're going to play for a couple of weeks, at least 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure. Play at home. So that will be very interesting how they're going to react with that situation over there. And finally, the coach Peter Tuber for the Vegas Golden Knights announced Brendan McNabb close to a return. So that's really good news about that one over there. Now, we know yesterday Sidney Crosby and Ryan Johansson come back from the COVID-19 play yesterday. Johansson scored a goal yesterday, also his first of the year. Already the player already on the injury. I'm not going to bring to you guys, but every time we have a new injuries update the night prior or during the day, we're going to bring to you for sure when we are here. The next one we want to talk about is the San Jose situation with the player Joachim Bladefeld has been suspended 2 games with illegal check to the head of Colorado, Nathan McKinnon. It's happened like 3 days ago. The NHL announced this yesterday, and he's going to missing the next 2 games for the San Jose Sharks. If you look the check, I don't know because it's McKinnon. I see worse check on the head. But again, the move is there, the check is there. I'm not sure if 2 games is really the right decision. I think 1 game would be enough for me. Again, I'm not the guy in charge, right? The next news is this is happening today, this morning. Brent Seabrook announced he cannot play anymore because his hip injury, and he announced he's going to retire as a hockey professional player. He, played in the NHL 15 years with his one unique team, the Chicago Blackhawks. He won 3 times the Stanley Cup. So he have a really great career with the Hawks. A lot of people, a lot of ex teammate and teammate just jump on the Twitter to talk about him. So the veteran defense 6'3", 220, right D. He was a 13th overall pick in 2003 by the Chicago Blackhawks. It's rare on Earth days now the players stay with the same team, so it's pretty great to see him to do that. He played over 1,114 game and with the Chicago Blackhawks. That's a great for him. He is the fourth best defenseman in Chicago. Has the most game played for Chicago as a defenseman. He has 103 goals. He is also ranked second as a defense behind Doug Wilson for Chicago Blackhawks. He has 361 assists for a total of 464 points, plus minus 111. And finally, he played a TOI at 20 minutes, 56 seconds per game. And that's a pretty amazing. What is really, Michael DeVillano tell me this morning, I think he's right. It's pretty amazing. He has almost like a 0.5 point per game during the playoff. He had 123 games. That's a lot of game. This is almost like it's almost like 1 year and a half extra season during his career. And he scored 20 goals, 39 assists, 59 points for a +8, 24 minutes, 52 second TOI. Being honest with you, I mean, he's a great hockey player. Did really great for the Chicago Blackhawks, and he's going. A lot of people talk about him today, and it's sad to see a player when he get retired the way he got retired, right? Because the injury. He's not the first one we named. Many players, Michael Bussy and Maria Hossa, and I can name a lot, Alexei Yashin, maybe. So we have a lot of players like this. They got hurt and then they never returned playing another game because of their injuries. So let's move on with the next one. This is a really sad next one today, and the loss of Walter, Mr. Hockey, Gretzky. Um, just amazing. You can read right now. He was the most beloved hockey dad from the backyard ring in Brantford in Ontario to NHL arena. He will be sorely missed by the entire hockey community for his countless contribution to the game. And you know, if you have some time to pick who is really the best parents, dad in sport, I'm pretty sure Mr. Walter Gretzky is going to be at the top of the list. What he did not only at Wayne, Keith, and Brent, and his daughters, it's unbelievable how they grow them the right way and how his behavior with everybody. And when we talk about legacy in life, what when you pass away, what you leave behind, it's something like Walter Gretzky legacy with an amazing life for other people. And today, everybody talk about him. And matter of fact, someone bring to the table today. Why not to recognize him on the Hall of Fame as a builder hockey community? And I think that would be really amazing. We know Walter have a couple of problem health for the last few years with leukemia, everything like that. So it's a really sad day for hockey, to be honest with you. And we wish the best and wish the condolences to the Gretzky family. And finally, talking about another players now pass away. This is a little bit sad. If you follow a little bit the miracle on ice, the hockey star Mark Pavelich, have playing in the NHL, and he passed away at 63 years old, found dead in a treatment facility. Um, Mark have a really difficult time for the last 2 3 years with some problem outside and everything. I don't want to go so deep. If you may be looking for Mark Pavelich situation, but you know, some player after the when they get retired, they have a great second life. What we said, some struggle a lot. You talk about Joe Murphy, right? And Mark have a really difficult time for the last 2 years. Be honest with you. So another great sad news for in hockey to lose Mark Pavelich at 63 years old. The next one is about signature. We have a two signature, one for the New Jersey Devils. Both of them are happening yesterday, by the way. The New Jersey Devils signed a 19 third round pick right wing Graham Clark to an entry level deal. You can see the bonus and everything, the money, the salary cap, everything on this picture right there. But Graham Clark signed an entry um, contract again with the New Jersey Devils. And then the New York Rangers signed also Brendan Schneider, you know, uh, from the Canada Team Canada. If you know, Schneider play with them, and then he's going. He's got an entry level contract, so a 3 years contract. He play right now in the EHL, but I'm not sure he can make the team next year. But I think he's a great addition for the New York Rangers to get him at some point. I really believe he's going to become a great, solid defenseman in NHL. Talking now about the milestone yesterday happening. Anthony Beauvillier play his 300 NHL game. We have another players reach another milestone. It's the defenseman for the Florida Panthers, number 7, Kudos, play his 500 NHL game yesterday when the Florida was in Nashville. So congratulations to Kudos, for his 500 game in NHL. We have another one. Is I don't have a picture, but it's Mathieu Perreault from the Winnipeg Jet yesterday against Montreal Canadiens, where he scored a goal, by the way, play his 650 game. Like we said, we like to bring some news and some milestone, everything like that. First goal alert, Florida Panthers. Mason Marchand scored his first NHL goal yesterday again, Nashville Predator. And the goaltender, it was Rene. So Martian scored his first. By the fact, he's 25 years old. I did not know about that until I saw the stat about him. So congrats for Mason Mission. Talking about the coach earlier, the head coach, everything like that, I just want to mention to you a list of the most win by a coach by franchise. So you can see Anaheim, Carlisle, Dave Tippett, Claude Julien with Boston Bros. That surprised me. Honestly, Dallas, King, Hitchcock, Mike Babcock, and Detroit, and the list go all the way like that. Toronto punched him like 370. Alain Vigneault with Vancouver 313. Vegas Gala 118. Brian Murray with Washington 343, and Winnipeg Paul Murray. So they have a lot of plays like that. Barry Trotz with Nashville 557. Landy Ruff with Buffalo 571. I was just looking for 500. Billy Ray with Chicago, Mr. Hat. If you remember him, it was he was wearing a hat. And finally, Toe Blake with the Montreal Canadiens with 500. So I just want to share with you a couple of stats like that. I think it's fun to see something. You can pause the video if you want to check the list. Honestly, the next news is coming from. Different news around the league, so I'm going to play this way. First of all, it starts with the Calgary Flames. The GM make a press conference today talking about the fact he's fired his coach yesterday, last night, Jeff Ward and Brent Sutter. Now the Calgary have a difficult time on the right wing situation. They're looking for the top 6. They believe they don't have the personal player to get there. So they have talking about 3 teams with maybe they could trade for New Jersey or Nashville or Detroit. So the New Jersey could be Kusev or Palmieri. I believe that would be a good attract for them. Nashville, Mikkel Grenland could be another one over there. Could go there. as a top six. And finally, at Detroit, I think Bobby Ryan is another player could attract the Calgary Flame at some point. Um, right now, they think like Dubé, Mathieu Penny, they are not the player they're looking to put on the top six. So that's one a big hole they have, the Calgary Flame at that moment, um, to fix the situation over there. The next team I want to talk about is the Washington Capitals. Today is about the goaltender. They believe possible Samsonov may maybe not come back for the rest of the year, or he will not be really ready to perform all year long. So to come join with Vanecek, they don't think Anderson is the right one to fix as a goaltender number two. So they may be looking for the goaltender at Detroit. And I think Jonathan Bernier could be the right person. Now, Nashville, they talk about Rene. I'm not sure about that one. I believe Rene is not going nowhere. The general manager, David Puel, uh, said 2 weeks ago he is not going to trade him. So I'll be surprised. So San Jose could possibly trade Devin Dubny over there, where he don't play well over there. He was on an injury list a couple of weeks ago, and he don't perform at the level he should. And we know they got him from the Minnesota Wild. So it will be very interesting if the Washington Capitals going to move to get a goaltender the next couple of weeks. The third thing I want to talk about is the Boston Bruins. They are back in the market maybe to looking for two players, and I think it was Pierre LeBrun said, maybe a New Jersey, Buffalo, or Nashville could be another location they can get. Now, defenseman, New Jersey, I believe Murray could be one over there. We already talked about forward Palmieri, Kusev. Palmieri could be one they maybe look about that. So it'll be interesting. Now, Buffalo, they targeting maybe Taylor Hall and for Boston, or possible Risto Lilinen. Now, this could be a long shot, but they can find a way to make this work with the salary cap. Then finally, Nashville, they talk a lot about the players, but really that's the one where Calgary was talking earlier. I think Michael Grenland is really the one they maybe look about that. I don't see Forsberg to go there, or Duchesne, Johansson. And I think the only player I think they can make to go to Boston is really Michael Grenland from Nashville. And finally, I want to talk the next team. Jim Benning have a press conference today at Vancouver talking about the situation, about the team and everything like that. And he's confirmed the coach Travis Green is stay there. He's not going to do his job, and he's on his last contract as a coach with the team. So they are maybe talking to extend his contract. That's a possibility. So not be surprised, and if it could happen. Secondly, they talk about two players right now. We already know about Virtanen a couple of days ago, weeks. We talked about possibly get traded to Anaheim and Vancouver. Since last October, they tried to trade him, talk about trade rumor about him, everything like that. Now, he scored yesterday his third goal of the year against Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Vancouver won 3-1. Weeks ago, they was talking to trade him to Anaheim Ducks, and it did not work. The trade fall apart. So it'll be very interesting about the situation with him the next couple of weeks if he's really going there. They expect more from him. I really believe it's a score of 15, 20. It'll remind me a little bit the situation with Roslovic with the Winnipeg Jet. I really believe it's the same kind of situation, similar, and I think that's helping him if he get to another team, have a little bit more play time and play a little bit more top nine, everything like that. And then the next player he was talking, so we don't see this anymore, is Pearson. Pearson have a 45 point last year, have a great year. He's a UFA anymore. They tried talking maybe to sign him before the end of the year. Maybe they don't want to lose him. He could be sometime top six over there. Then he dropped third line. again, I believe at the end of the day, it's going to be only about the money from the contract. So if he's looking for a good contract and not too high, the Vancouver is going to sign him, I believe, for a good 3 years. But if he's looking for 5-6 million, it's not going to happen, to be honest with you. So it'll be very interesting if they're going to trade him before the deadline, or they're going to get him a new contract the next couple of weeks. So that's the situation with Vancouver. Finally, listen, this is a little bit longer video. We go through a lot of news today because that's happening Friday today. We're going to try to be a little bit more shorter, next time. And listen, 6 big game tonight, and 8 game tonight. And I will be back tomorrow for Montreal Canadiens, Florida Panthers. All the news around the league and NHL. Have an happy Friday night and also a happy weekend. Look forward to see you tomorrow. Have an amazing, great night. And before we finish, remember, you have greatness inside of you.